Welcome to Daily Magic, a cozy, growth-minded, sparkly corner of the world. Join me, Shaina Wexler, as we revel in and rediscover the abundant magic that fills our daily lives. So brew up some tea in your favorite mug, settle into your comfiest chair, and breathe deep as we create Daily Magic. Hello, my beautiful friends. I am so glad that you are here today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. How are you doing? How are you feeling today? How are you feeling in this moment? Let's actually take a moment to check in to see how we feel in this moment. Let's take a second with that. How am I doing today? How am I feeling right now? You know, for me, it has really been an emotion-filled week. It's been so much processing of grief and sorrow and loss and the really hard work of being with and allowing the grief and the sorrow. And midweek, when I was writing up the outline for this week's episode, I just felt so grateful that you all have made this podcast such a safe space for me. You know, it was my vision to create this really cozy, really beautiful, really safe space for all of my listeners. And I realized as I was feeling so warmed and nurtured by the thought of being able to sit here and record this episode with and for you all, I just thought, wow, what a safe space this has become for me. What a wonderful, nurturing space this has become for me. And so I just want to thank you all so much for that. And I hope that you really feel that this is a come as you are space. And I hope that no matter how you enter, how you come to our podcast each week, that by the end of it, you end up feeling a little bit lighter, a little bit more uplifted, a little more seen, a little bit more ready for the day in front of you. I hope that we can continue to create that together. And if you are here for the first time, welcome. Welcome to our cozy, development-minded, safe, sparkly, magical space. And I am so happy that you are here with us today. So whoever and whatever brought you here today, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here today. And I am just like, I just have the Princess Diaries moment playing in my head. Thank you for being here today. And I know that so many of you are like doing the hand motion with me as as you hear that. I wanted to tell you all, midweek this week, I had an opportunity and an experience that unexpectedly was just so impactful. And I really wanted to share it with you. My friend Karen asked me to join her in going to an Andrea Gibson show, and I had no idea who Andrea Gibson was. And so my friend let me know that it was this amazing spoken word poet, and I was like, I don't think I'm into spoken word poetry. I don't feel like that's something that I'm into, but I'm fully open to going. I'm open to the experience, of course. Like, I'm happy to join you. Thank you for the invitation. And I couldn't have possibly known how impactful and inspiring and human this experience was going to be. And if you do not know who Andrea Gibson is, and if you don't think that spoken word poetry is for you, I ask you to potentially reconsider that particular stance and to look them up and look up some of their poetry. This show was so absolutely impactful in all of the most incredible ways. It was so human. It was so vulnerable. It was so passionate. It was so raw. It was so loving. It was so connective. And every single person who was in that audience, there was so much palpable love for Andrea. When they walked on stage, the entire theater erupted into this applause, but not like this rock star kind of applause, this like true love and support of a human. I'm like joking up thinking about it now. It was so incredible. And I was just like, who is this human that is eliciting this much love? And everything that Andrea shared was so, oh my God, it was so full of passion, and it was so full of humanity, and it was so full of connection, and it was so full of hope for the tiny moments of life. And their story is so inspiring and so tragic and so difficult and so beautiful, and they are such an inspiring force. And I am so grateful. I felt so honored to be able to be in their presence. I truly, truly felt so honored to be in their presence. And I have to tell you that since being at that show, I have written the first song that I have been able to write since my friend Robbie passed away last year. I have found so many other like creative ways to share myself and to pour out, including this podcast, since that time that has just been abundantly flowing from me. And I've been so grateful for those spaces. But my musical space has felt so blocked since I lost my friends. And I wrote my first song since last year. And I feel so grateful because Andrea transmitted such a reminder of the beauty through pain and the hope that comes through loss. Thank you, Karen, so much for sharing that experience with me. I'm so, so very grateful for that. Also, thank you so much to everybody who has been submitting questions to me for the upcoming 10th episode where we're going to do a question and answer session. I have just been enjoying so much the questions that I'm receiving. You're sending such thoughtful, such wonderful questions to me, and I'm so excited to be able to respond to them in our 10th episode. There is still time for you to submit some questions, so if you still want to do so, please do that. Go ahead and send it through my DMs on Instagram or shainawexler@gmail.com. And thank you. All the thank yous. Thank you so much to Voyage Denver magazine. They created a wonderful article about me and my tarot and my spiritual guidance work and about daily magic. And I feel so, so very grateful to have been spotlighted in that way. If you're interested in reading that article, you can find it on the homepage of shainawexler.com, or it is in the link in my bio on Instagram in the link tree link, the first link that's there. If you click on the link tree, it'll be the very first option for you. So if you're interested, that is where you can find it. But just thank you to everybody. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Okay, now let's get into this week's topic. This week, we are going to talk about the magic of giving. And I feel like when you hear this, you think you know where I'm going with this, but you could be wrong. I could be taking a different angle at it. So let's get into it and let's find out. When we speak about the magic of giving, of course, there is the automatic aspect of what I was discussing in episode 4, at the beginning of the episode in episode 4, where I was speaking about that reminder that I'd received that we as a collective, as individual humans, creating a collective, that we comprise this idea of the universe, or this idea of God, like we are part of that. And the idea that because of that, we are able to answer people's prayers. We are able to be what people are trying to manifest. We are able to be the answer to something that somebody has been on their knees asking for, that through the abundance that we have, whether that be money, time, resources, gifts, connections, a listening ear, whatever that may be, that we have the capacity to show up for others in a way that answers their prayers, that is the wish upon the star that they have made. And that is a very true and real aspect of the magic of giving. But today I actually want to speak about the magic that happens for us when we give, the beautiful, amazing, and incredible things that happen inside and within us as we give. So not only the magic that happens for the recipient of our giving, but how beautiful giving ends up being for the giver. I think we've probably all had experiences where we've immediately felt so good when we have given to somebody else, when we've taken the time to be generous or to help somebody or to meet someone where they are, to go out of our way. There's kind of that immediate gratification that comes there, right? And especially if the other person shows a lot of gratitude as well, there's just kind of that beautiful exchange that happens there where you did something wonderful for somebody else and you immediately just feel so good to have gotten to be the person to help that person in that way. But there are so many other beautiful things and magical things about giving to others as well. One of the most powerful aspects about being a giver and being able to give to somebody else is when we give to others, when we see the needs of others, it magically transports us out of our tiny little self-focused worlds where we have our attention so acutely on our pain, our fears, our worries, our stresses, our schedule. And it transports us into this space where we're able to zoom out and remember that there is this whole world around us and that so many people are experiencing very similar things that we are. And that's a beautiful thing for multiple reasons. One of those reasons being that it reminds us that we are not alone. In whatever we are going through, in whatever we are hyper-focused on, in whatever is bringing our attention so heavily to it, there are so many others who are experiencing something similar, who are experiencing similar needs, similar hopes, similar wants and desires. We are not alone in this human experience. We are never alone in this human experience. And when we can recognize that, it brings us into a sense of community with the people around us. And it serves to help us recalibrate our own sense of what is important in our own lives. What is the thing that I woke up this morning so stressed out about or so fixated on, but now that I've had the chance to give to somebody else in need, the thing I was focused on is maybe a little less severe than I kind of woke up feeling like it was. It helps us to regain perspective of those things that are always vying for our attention. When we're able to give to others, we magically zoom out to become part of a grander whole, and we are able to see where the things that are important to us kind of land in the sense of what everyone is going through together. It doesn't minimize what we're going through or the individuality and importance of what we're going through, but it helps us contextualize it in a way where we know where to kind of put our emphasis, our priority, and our thoughts. You know, the final step of every 12-step program is a step of service and giving to others on a daily basis. These programs understand that to live the most happy, healthy, balanced, healed lives means that we have to constantly be looking outside of ourselves, outside of our problems, outside of our own physical bodies, and looking towards others, to give to others. One of the things that's so beautiful about that 12th step is that it goes beyond just asking us to give and serve, but it asks that we give from a real space of brotherly love, which means that we're giving from a space that's not just about convenience or when we feel abundant, but that we are always looking to give and serve wherever we can and however we are able to in any given moment, even if it's an inconvenient moment for us in that time, that we are looking and keeping our eyes peeled for ways to keep ourselves in that remembrance of who we are and how we are all connected together. about a month ago, I had a really strong experience about the power, the magical power of giving. I was in the early phase of the heartbreak that I've been going through, and it was like some of those first initial days, the real crux of the pain. And I was in a space personally with, those days where it's just incapacitation. You just, as a human, you are so overcome and you're so overwhelmed by pain and grief and confusion and loss and betrayal and all of these different things, that it's like it's impossible to eat, it's impossible to sleep, it's impossible to just go about day-to-day things, right? So because I was taken by surprise to actually be in that situation, I still had clients on my calendar, and I really didn't want to let them down. I just kind of really felt like I needed to try to show up. So, I got in touch with each of them. I kind of gave them an overview of just like, hey, I'm not at my best, but I would love to be able to show up for you. I have a sense that this is something that's important. And with that groundwork laid, I showed up and I did my sessions with people, and I was stunned. When I tell you, I was stunned by the fact that me, the version of me before I answered the video call, felt like inconsolable, but that the version of me who really wanted to listen to my client, really wanted to tune in, really wanted to understand what that person was needing in that moment, I was able to just empty myself of my pain and my grief. And I was able to open myself to be able to receive messages for others, healing for others, peace for others. I was able to get outside of myself, outside of my circumstance, and be part of the world and be part of the solution for someone else in their life. And it was so impactful and profound to me that even in the depths of my despair, by being in a space where my heart was wanting to give something to someone else, I was able to have resources to give that I had no idea were there. I was able to experience the magic and the power of giving. It pulled me right out of my circumstance and right into a role of recognizing that I could still be of help. I could still be of service to others. And that for me was such a beautiful, magical realization. It's also been so cool to learn that giving also has a magical effect on our bodies and our psychology. In fact, I looked up this article from a study from Columbia University, and I would love to read a little bit of this to you. It is talking about the health benefits that come from giving and expecting nothing in return. This is what it says. It says, generosity impacts our health and well-being in so many positive ways. It says it boosts mood, self-esteem, and our immune system. It also reduces stress, anxiety, and blood pressure. The associated feel-good chemicals can help reduce aches and pains and help us sleep better too. That is so magical. Did you have any idea that giving to others had this much magic associated with it? Like, isn't that so cool? I want all of you to have the maximum benefits of this. So you know what? I feel like we are going to do an activity together. Let's do a giving activity together because I love you all so much and I want you to experience this magic as much as possible. What we're going to do is every single one of you listening, every single person, you are all going to become a monthly supporter of Daily Magic and just go ahead and donate to the show on a monthly basis. And so you're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. No, that isn't the thing we are going to do. We are going to do an exercise together. That isn't it. I just thought it was really funny. crack myself up. Okay, no, let's get really actually ready to do this loving kindness activity together. There is an absolutely beautiful meditation called Metta, Metta, which is a loving kindness meditation. And it is a Buddhist meditation that's been practiced for over 2,000 years, like 2,600 years, something along those lines. And it is such a gorgeous meditation because in its essence, what it does is it has you conjure a deep, deep, deep sense of love within yourself. And then it systematically has you take that sensation of true and deep love and share it with various people and then the world around you as you're in this meditation. And I think it is incredibly powerful. It is such a beautiful way to bring love to yourself and then to give it and share it. So I would love to do a variation on the Metta meditation today where we can really just tune into and put the intention on truly sharing and giving love outside of ourselves. So I would love to take you through that and share that together. So let's get ourselves prepared for that loving, giving space by settling down our own bodies, getting our own nervous systems to become relaxed and restful. So let's do a few deep breaths together. For this breath, what we're going to do is we're going to take deep breaths into the belly. And on our exhale, we're going to exhale through very pursed lips, like you're whistling. Really, really purse those lips, and you're trying to direct that stream of air and keep a consistent and direct stream of air pushing out with your exhale until you get to the very end of your air. You kind of want to push it to that very last space of feeling, like right to the edge of your air, and then inhale again, fill up all the way into the low belly. And start that breath cycle again, where we're pressing out through the lips, keeping a smooth flow of air as we go, and really focusing on keeping that stream of air as directed and pointed and smooth as possible. Okay, so let's just do a few of these breath cycles. So if you'd like to close down your eyes to come to an even more restful space, you're welcome to do that. You can keep your eyes heavy but gently open if you want to keep just kind of a gentle gaze. And this is actually a breath that you can do in full wakefulness as you're driving, as you're moving through your life. This is not a dangerous while driving breath. So feel free to participate in this with us wherever you are in your day. This is a breath that you can access and utilize anytime you may be feeling stressed or anxious or kind of in a fight or flight kind of a space. This really helps us calm our nervous system. And we'll talk more about that in a different episode. But for now, let's just do some really nice directed breath together, okay? So here we go. Full deep breath into the low belly, filling up all the way. And now use that pursed lip to release your air. Push it out in a steady stream until you get to the end of your breath. And when you get to the end of your breath, give it one more little push. And now into a nice big, deep inhale again. And exhaling with intention through those whistle lips. Keep that breath flowing. Keep that stream moving. And when you're ready, big deep inhale again. We're likely going to be all doing this at different paces, just based off of how much space we each have for our air and breath control we have with our air today and in this exact moment. So continue to do this breath at your own pace for just another few moments. Beautiful. And now allow your breath to just return to a natural rhythm. Natural inhalation, natural exhalation, and really just find a really gentle flow of your breath. So to begin this love and kindness meditation, we're going to begin by bringing into our mind's eye a very strong visual of the look in the eyes of someone who has loved you with their whole heart. I want you to try to conjure an image in your mind of the person, the animal, the God that has made you feel the most loved, the most accepted, the most fully enough. Bring that person or creature or spirit, bring their eyes or a sense of their presence deep into your mind's eye. Feel the love that they have for you. See it in their eyes. See that space where you know you are fully loved. Conjure as vivid of an image as you're able to until you begin to really feel that love that they have for you. Begin to feel the warmth and strength of their love as it starts in your heart. Feel the acceptance and delight they take in you. Let that warmth and love spread to your entire being. Bask in that space of peace and love. And as you see and feel that love radiating so strongly towards you, allow yourself to accept that love into the deepest parts of you. Know that you are worthy of the deepest, fullest, and most complete and devotional love. Hold this space of love within you. Feel it, bask in it. Be overflowing and overwhelmed by the love that you are receiving into yourself. And now with this full heart and body and being of love that you have received from the most loving source you've ever experienced, now I want you to take the fullness of that love, the fullness of that feeling that you are receiving, and we're going to turn it towards a dear friend or family member. So now I want you to bring up in your mind's eye a dear, darling friend or a family member, someone that you cherish, someone you truly, truly love. And now I want you to send that love that you've been feeling. I want you to send that with all of the depth that you possibly can to this dear person in your life. Call their image and essence up strongly in your mind so you can see and feel them, and emanate and project this beautiful heart of love to them. Share with them the fullness of this love that you have received, and send it with all of your might so that they can feel it just as strongly. See them receiving that love. See them being filled with that same warmth, acceptance, and enoughness that you just received. Share it fully with this person that you love. And when you know that you have transmitted that with the fullness of your being, now I want you to bring up in your mind's eye someone who is neutral in your life, someone who you don't know very well. Maybe it's somebody who you know over Facebook or Instagram, but don't really know them very much. Maybe it's a neighbor across the way that you see them getting in and out of their car, but you don't really know anything about them. Choose a person who feels just kind of neutral. And I want you to bring them up just as strongly into your mind. And now we're going to give the fullness of our love to them. We're going to emanate and project the fullness, the full depth of that beautiful love. We're going to give that to them. Share this love. Share it without inhibition. Let them feel the warmth, the acceptance, the devotion. Let them feel that they are enough, they are worthy, they are lovable. Share the fullness of the sensation of beautiful love with this person. And now, when you feel ready, I want you to now bring up in your mind a person with whom you have difficulties, someone who is a challenging person in your life, someone where there's some friction, somewhere where there's some, bring that person up into your mind. And now, with the same compassion, the same fullness, the same depth as you received love from your most cherished source, project your love onto this challenging and difficult relationship in your life. Share this love fully. Let it pour from you. Feel as it oozes, gushes, and is just openly flowing from your heart center. Feel that there is enough love to go around. Feel that even this challenging person is deserving of the deepest love. Hold that person in your mind's eye and hold them with love in your heart. Give your love to this person. Let it flow. See them receiving this love. See them feeling their worthiness, feeling their enoughness, feeling the beauty of the gift of this love. Send it with openness and grace. And now finally, I want you to energetically zoom out from the individual. Zoom out and begin to feel absolute love for all living beings. Zoom your energy out. Maybe you see yourself above the earth looking down. Maybe you see a mass of so many people and animals and creatures. bring that love and spread it to all living beings. Feel the space in your heart that has love, that has compassion, that holds that warmth for every living being. With the strength of your heart and the power within you, send this love to every living being. Let the love flow. Give the love with freedom and abundance. Feel that beautiful depth of love can flow to all living beings. Flow your love across this planet, beyond this planet. Give this love. Give this loving kindness to all living beings. And feel that as you flow your love out to all, it comes flooding back into yourself. Feel how we are all connected. Feel that as you share love, you get to be the recipient of that love as well. Feel it edify you. Feel it lift you. Feel it heal you. And as you receive it into your heart, flood it back out into the world. And receive it back in. Feel this as waves, the reception of this love from the universe, from every living being towards you, and then flood it back out to them. Spread it and share it with abundance. Give of the most precious resource, your love. Hold this space in your mind for just a few more moments. Hold this feeling in your heart and body for a few more moments. And as you do, bring a gentle smile to your lips. Feel the joy of giving. When you feel ready, begin to slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start moving the head, neck, and shoulders. And finally, when you're ready, feel free to just gently bat your eyes open, coming back into the space around you, but feeling how transformed by the power of love every space around you is. Feel the power of the love that you have given, that you have received, and that you have shared. Thank you so much for participating in that with me, with us, with our community, with the collective, with the world. Thank you for sharing your beautiful, powerful heart of love. Thank you for experiencing the magic of giving. And I invite you this week to think about one action of giving that you can do each day for the rest of the week, something you can give to others, to be practicing and experiencing the magic of giving. Thank you so much for being here with me today. As always, if you would please take a gentle moment to rate and review on Spotify and Apple, that would mean the world to me. Have a beautiful week. Be blessed. Be light. And be the magic.